What's good, mind speakers? So I'm in the middle of editing another video that is of course now gonna be late because some serious shit just happened. I'm pretty sure you all know that rapper XXXTENTACION was murdered in Miami. A lot of us found out about it through the TL before we found out about it, like officially, before he was moved to a hospital. It was put on Twitter, his dead body and everything. So I just want to talk about a lot of what's going on right now. There's a lot happening. And I feel like this week is gonna be full of a lot of responsible conversations in hip hop. So let's talk about it. Because there are a lot of people who are happy that XXXTentacion is dead. There are a lot of people who are upset that people are happy that XXXTentacion is dead. And there are people who are sad that this has happened. So before we even get into it, let's talk about the real. I'm not a fan of XXXTentacion. I've talked about him on this channel before. I've made fun of the way he looked before. I have not listened to his music, especially the album that people say is good. That came after the abuse allegations came out. I just chose not to support that. I don't know anything about whether his music is good or not. It's not my type of music. I'm definitely not a fan of the way he lived his life. Now, when I was talking about abuse allegations, I had just heard loosely that he did some fucked up shit. I had not read what I'm about to read to you, the testimony of what the girl he abused said he did. This girl says she met him online, she went to a show, and then the abuse between him and her pretty much began to start. He slapped her. He broke her iPhone 6S because she complimented a male friend on his jewelry. He left the room. He returned with 2 grilling implements, a barbecue pitchfork and a barbecue cleaner, and told her to pick between them because he's gonna put one of them in her vagina, and she chose the fork. He was lightly dragging the tool against her inner thigh when she passed out. The girl ended up getting pregnant. He threatened to kill her. He said, "I'll kill you." And this jit, for those of you who don't know what a jit is, it's like Miami slang for your kid. So basically, you know, he did a lot of fucked up shit. It's a lot of bad shit in here. I will link this article to you in the description box below so that way you can see exactly what this woman is saying. So I don't want to be the man who's going to humanize this woman's attacker. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy, because bottom line is she had to go through that and now still has to process a lot of this stuff. Also, there's a story about him being in jail with a man who stared at him for too long. He thought he was gay, so he beat him up like it was supposed to be a hate crime. I don't know whether the guy was actually gay or not. I don't know. I don't know much about any of this stuff. And to tell you the truth, neither do a lot of you. And that's what I'm going to say. Neither do a lot of you. Just in general, let's talk about the problems I have with this whole thing. He got shot. He was murdered. So the first thing that people do when they see someone get shot, whether he's famous or not, they run up with their phones. There's a man that needs help and you run up with your phone and you find out it's X and he's unresponsive, because I heard that he was already dead, and from what I saw, he looked gone. There was like no sign of life. And I know that this is probably not the popular message, and I'm okay with that because that's not what this channel's for. I don't do that. I come to you and I tell you all the real as to how I feel. I want to know where your line is. Where's your line between entertainment and real life? Because I've seen that a lot of people have different lines as to what is really happening. Because when I saw him dead, even though I know he's not a good person, he's 20. And to me, the thing that bothers me about death is it's finality. It's it. The death is the period. I know a lot of people are religious and they'll be like, no, it's not. There's more. I'm talking about in this life. That's it. There's no extra pages. There's no room for anything. Death is it. And I don't know what he would have done with the rest of his life. Maybe he would have continued being a piece of shit. Maybe he would have done some better things. Maybe he was trying to get it together. I don't know. I don't know. And realistically, this isn't even about him. This is about how it relates to you. What did you feel when you saw that dead person on your timeline? Because I know for me, inside of me, I felt bad. I felt disgusted. I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to feel that. I didn't want to hear that. I feel like we're so everyone is desensitized and they're okay and they're telling jokes, and I get that. But some shit is serious. And that's what the OGs have been trying to warn us about with this 6ix9ine shit, with a lot of shit. Some shit is not a fucking game. And that is what I want to talk about today. Where's your line? Does empathy play a part? Does it not? I mean, no one is 100% good or 100% bad. And from what we saw in XXXTentacion and from what I've read, there's a whole lot of fucking bad in there. So you're not going to hear me say rest in peace or he didn't deserve it or whatever, because I don't know what he deserved. But I am going to say that we as human beings have a possibility for bad and we have a possibility for good. And I don't know if he would have changed his life. And what I'm trying to say to you is, if you really aren't a fan of XXXTentacion or the things he did, and if you found the shit that he did as disgusting as I do, here's what's going to happen. He's going to get the death edit now. And all the things that I've read to you and all the things that you find disturbing about him and disgusting about him, they're going to be covered up now. He's immortalized now. Death is not always the objective with someone like this. Sometimes they have to live lived through that. Imagine if R. Kelly would have died and left us with that catalog. We would have never gotten to 2018 to see how disgusting he was. He'd get the death edit. He'd be on a t-shirt with Biggie and Aaliyah and Left Eye and Jam Master Jay. And that's what I'm trying to say, is now he's going to be a hip-hop martyr. So that's what I want you guys to think about in this whole game. And just for me, this opens up a bigger conversation, a more serious conversation of what are we doing? But me personally, I'm not going to be made to feel bad about seeing a dead body on my timeline. I'm not going to throw a party for seeing a dead body on my timeline. And I also want it to be known here that separating a person from their art and, you know, all this other stuff, that is a privilege. There are women who've gone through the stuff that XXX put that women through, and they don't have that luxury, and gay men don't have that luxury to separate, especially when it comes to hate crimes and homophobia. They don't have that luxury. That is a privilege. So just know that when you see a lot of the people who are celebrating, I just know for me, I don't want to see nobody die in hip-hop, because it's not like he died because of, you know, what he did to that girl. He died because he's a rapper. He died because he had money and someone saw him leaving a dealership and hit a lick. And that to me is gonna change a lot of shit about what's going on here. So you let me know how you feel about this, I guess, below. If you don't like what I said, then I don't really give a shit, because I just feel like I had to come here and say some real shit to you real quick. I'm gonna put this video up real quick and we're gonna get back to the happy shit, because that's what this channel is about. But for now, this is where we're at. We'll talk about this later, I guess, as everything else unfolds. So as usual, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If not, suck a dick, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Deuce. No. That ain't it, dog. That's a skip. I can't even have that, bro.